Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. Alright. So, let's get into it. Lord willing, like I said, it will be edifying. Straight to the point. Okay? We're coming into the last days where people, they're getting disenchanted concerning this ministry. They're putting their hands off the plow, okay, looking back, okay, not having their eyes single and focused on Yahweh Shai, focused on the kingdom, and getting distracted by, it's, the weakness, the flesh is getting the best of them, okay. But it says here, John 17:12, while I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. And again, the elect have been sealed, okay, through this knowledge, through this understanding, okay, and they have been kept by the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay. It says they have the name of the Lord on their forehead, you see. So again, on their mind, you see, they're always thinking about how to serve Him that chose them, okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright. And now it says here, I have kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost. Alright. None of them is lost. Okay, because again, the elect have been predestinated to obtain salvation, to obtain glory. Okay. You see? So once you are sealed, you're protected from the deception of this world. The Lord has given you eyes to see and ears to hear, and took you out of darkness, okay, separated you from the unclean and made you clean through the words that He spoke, the words of life, okay. You see, and He has lost none, meaning again, none shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, from the love of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. If you're truly of His flock, if you are really of the elect, none can separate you from this knowledge and understanding, and you will never look back, because you have the intellect, you have the spiritual intellect to understand that this is the way, that there is nothing better. This world cannot offer anything better than what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has to offer unto them that wait for Him patiently and that endure. Okay? You see? So it says here, I kept those that thou hast given me, those that thou hast given, why am I bugging? Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scriptures might be fulfilled. And that's the thing, the scripture must be fulfilled, okay? Scriptures must be fulfilled. And just as in that time, Judah Iscariot was playing the role of the son of perdition, even now, in this time, there, as it says, just as there are many anti-Mashiach, okay, it says what? Those whose mouth must be stopped, even those of the circumcision. They know they're Israelites, they have some form of knowledge, but they don't have the complete understanding. Their mouths must be stopped because they're not preaching the proper doctrine, okay? They're leading people astray. They're leading people away from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, leading them towards death rather than towards life, okay? You see? And that's exactly what happens when you are into the truth. When you come into this truth, you acknowledge Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and His word for being the way, and then later on you get disenchanted and you turn back, okay? That's exactly the same way, okay? Your mouth must also be stopped because you think that the world has something has better to offer than what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has given you, okay? This word, this life, man, okay? Let's get it. Let me bring that out. says here in Titus 1 and 11, Titus 1 and 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers. Okay, that's the whole purpose. If you're not leading people to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you're deceiving people, man. Okay, okay. You have been set up to lead people unto death. Okay, you're playing the role of your father, the devil. Because again, as an Israelite, if you don't follow after Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you follow after Satan. Okay, so it says here, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially day of the circumcision. Especially day, because nothing's worse than a sellout. Nothing's worse than a traitor. Okay, someone who knows the will of the Father and refuses to do it. Okay, you see, and does it, instead of doing what the master has told him to do, he's doing his own thing. There's nothing worse than an individual like that, because he's gonna mess up the whole organization, man. He's gonna mess up the whole situation, man, because he's not doing he's not building the correct way. Okay, you see. So again, it says here, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Okay, for filthy lucre's sake. Okay, so they're teaching vain doctrines. They're teaching vanity for money. Okay, as it says, they prophesied lies and deceit to appease the congregation. Okay, they keep it PG. Okay, for the followers, for the money. Okay, they're using this Israelite thing as a means to enrich themselves. Okay, slaughtering the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because again, we belong to the Lord, and by you not giving them the right food, okay, the food that is necessary unto them, you're slaying them, man. You're murdering them. Okay, and these people must be stopped, man, and they will be stopped. Okay, with judgment. All right. It says here, Second Peter 2 and 20. For if they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahushua HaMashiach. That's what this truth does. Like I mentioned, ye are clean by the words that I speak unto you. Okay? And he, again, pertaining to Judas Iscariot, Yahushua washed his feet. But then he told the 12, didn't I wash your feet? But one of you is not clean. Okay? Because he understood that he was playing his role. Okay, so you can't be don't be surprised, man. Okay, we don't know who's who until their back is against the wall. The truth is gonna reveal it, man. Okay, we're saying there's people in the camps, and there's people who claim to be in the faith, or just going with the motion. They don't really believe, man. And at the end, it's gonna be revealed, and they're gonna be taken out. Okay, you see, just as in the desert. Let me bring that out real quick, and I'm gonna bring it here. It says here, Jude 1 and 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this. We knew, okay? How that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. So yeah, he delivered Israel out of the land of Egypt, but in the desert, because of unfaithfulness, because of the provocation, they caused the wrath of the Lord to fall upon them. They were destroyed. Okay, the unfaithful, as it says, the unfaithful shall die in his unfaithfulness. Okay, you see. So at the end of the day, those that have a lack of faith, they're gonna be revealed and taken out, man. As it says, without faith, it is impossible to serve him. Okay? So without that special ingredient, you can't be a part of the flow. You can't be a part of the fold, man. Okay? So you will be removed. Okay? Through the Spirit. Okay? Either you're gonna reveal yourself, or you're gonna do something stupid Ultimately, you're going to reveal yourself. The Spirit is going to reveal that you're not meant to be there in that position, and you're going to be removed. Okay? Because again, some people were there just for a time. Judas was there just for a time, and afterwards he was replaced by Matthias, I believe. Matthias, yeah. I believe he was replaced by Matthias. Okay? Because he was the rightful individual to be in that lot. Okay? Because Judas Iscariot played his role as a son of perdition because the scriptures had to be fulfilled. But afterwards, he was replaced. Okay? Judas did not come back in the fold of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. After he betrayed Yahushai, he went and committed suicide. Okay? See? So I wanted to bring something up, but it just slipped my mind, man. They didn't believe Egypt. Man. I don't want to go back to Peter's yet. I wanted to bring out something, man. What's that precept, man? Okay, they did not believe. Okay. Bear with me. If I don't find it, I'll go back to 2 Peter, but let's get it back. Let's get back to 2 Peter's. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Pertaining to Lot. It was pertaining to Lot, man. Okay. Because Judas was replaced, man. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Jude 1 and 4. And it says here, oh, that's the Spirit. It was a verse on top. It says here, I'll start at verse 3. Jude 1 and 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the communication of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. For there are certain men crept in unawares, and those are those individuals who don't really understand what they get themselves involved in. Okay, those individuals that are just there to, to hang out. Okay, the Hebrew hangout. Okay, just there taking space. Okay, you see, even if the Lord builds them up to a certain level where they can break down, they have all the breakdowns, they know all the scriptures. That doesn't mean that, man. Okay, because again, the Lord looks at this the spirit. He looks at the inward man. Okay, and again, the spirit of righteousness shall flee from the malicious soul. Okay, so deep down they have that doubt. That doubt is really maliciousness, man. Because if you don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you're not really into this word. Okay, you have doubt in you. It's like a cancer that has to be removed, man. Okay, because that spirit of doubt is gonna fester and it's gonna increase in the camp. Okay, and it has to be removed, man, for the benefit of the body. Okay, there's not gonna be anyone who's doubtful that gets beamed up, man. Okay, and again, yes, you can doubt in this. You can be in a situation like, oh damn, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bill. I don't know how I'm going to pay those bills. You can be doubtful in that sense. I don't know how I'm going to handle this situation. But you can't doubt that the Lord is going to take you out of this situation. Okay? You can have doubts on how you're going to go about to handle that situation. But you cannot doubt that the Lord will help you. That's the thing. You see? That's the mindset. Because again, we are in this flesh, man. We are in this flesh. We're not perfect. Okay? We go through things. Life is life. But you got to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, so again, those are the men that were crept in unawares. For there were certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained, to this condemnation. Ungodly man turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord power, or Lord Yahushai HaMashiach. That's exactly what they're doing. They're denying Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? By turning their backs on them. They're betraying the Lord. Like I said, they're playing the role of the son of perdition in the modern time. Okay? They're turning their backs on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai by going back into the world. Okay? They crept in unawares. Okay? They came into this truth, then they said, nah, this ain't for me. But that's the thing. The Lord has no pleasure in fools. Okay? It says what? Ecclesiastes 5:5. Better is it. Let me see if I can build it up. Okay, it says here, Ecclesiastes 5, and I'll start at 4. When thou vowest a vow unto the Most High. So again, it's unto the Most High, not unto men, unto the Most High. When you make a promise, okay, when you give your word unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay, defer not to pay it. Defer not to pay it, okay, because again, coming into this truth, you have counted the cost, okay, you have counted the cost, and then you said it within yourself that this is something that I'm going to keep until the end, until I die, okay, or until Yahweh Shai returns. That's the mindset that you're to have, man. Okay, it's not in half. You already started running the race. Halfway into the race, you say, I'm tired of running. No, man, you started running. You have to endure, man. You have to fucking endure, man. Excuse my language. You have to endure until the end. That's how the elect will be delivered. That's what makes you a part of the elect. If you endure until the end, if you hold fast to this word, okay. It says here, when thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it. Okay, defer not to pay it, for he had no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow, than thou shouldest vow and not pay. You see, because when that's a payment, that's a spiritual statement that you're making, man. A spiritual. When you say, okay, when you say I believe, and I'm gonna walk this walk, you're making you're making a transaction, in a sense, a spiritual transaction with Yahweh Shai, with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And then it comes to pass, now you're building yourself, you're building a tab, okay? You're building a spiritual tab, but you're not. But at the end of the day, you do an Irish escape, man. You don't even pay, okay? You don't even complete. As soon as the bartender goes in the back, okay, as soon as he turns around to mix a drink, he turns back around, you're gone, man. Okay, and that's wicked, man. The Lord has no pleasure in fools. All these people that turn their backs on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, they're fools, because in their heart they say there is no God, man. They don't fear the judgment that the Lord is going to bring upon them, man. That ultimately, that's what it is, man. A lack of fear, okay? Because fear is the beginning of wisdom, and the fact that you don't fear the judgment, okay? Because that you have that lack of fear, you went and left, okay? Just as like a woman that commits adultery on her husband, she doesn't fear her husband. That's an ultimate act of disrespect, okay? You belong unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai once you make that vow, okay? Once the Lord has cleaned you, okay? He decked you out with this knowledge and understanding and knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. He decked you out, put you on game, okay? He supped with you, okay? And then you turn around after all the time that you spent with him. You turn around and say, nah, I'd rather deal with the harlots, okay? I'd rather deal with the other women, the other philosophies, okay? And that makes you a demon. That makes you a fool, okay? You see? So again, better is it that thou shouldest not vow than thou shouldest vow and not pay. So it's better. It would have been better for you to let me bring it out. Let me bring it out, man. It might be 2 Peter as well, so we might see. Yeah, so back to 2 Peter 2 and 20. For if they had escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, so again, to escape the pollution of this world, the darkness, the ignorance that the world pushes, is through this knowledge, the knowledge that comes from the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says here, they are again entangled. So like, they are again entangled therein and overcome, and the latter end is worse with them than in the beginning. So the way you entered, how you leave the truth, you're worse than how you started. spiritually. You're worse than how you started, because you deny the way. You deny the way, man. You see? You deny the way, bro. You see? Your state, your latter end is worse than with them than the beginning. Pertaining to, that's pertaining to the seven demons. I think it's garnished. It says here, Matthew 12 and 30 and 43. Okay, Matthew 12 and 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, that's that pollution of the world. Okay, that unclean spirit, that's that spirit of unbelief. That's that spirit of doubt. That's the spirit that the world pushes. Okay, the spirit of anti-Mashiach. Okay, the spirit of that unclean spirit is gone out of a man. He walketh through the dry place. He walketh through dry places, seeking rest and findeth none. So he's looking for a place that he can chill, that he can hang out. Okay, and again, he's he's looking for a body to possess. Okay, that spirit of darkness is looking for a body to possess. Okay, then he said, I will return unto my house from whence I come out. And when he's come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. So again, because again, through the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we are made clean. Okay, we are made clean. So like I said, if our body, our abode is similar to a house, is a house for spirits, for either righteous spirits or wicked spirits. Okay, imagine that house being cleaned. Okay, you call up some cleaner. She comes, she sweeps, she cleans, she takes out the garbage. Everything is clean. Okay, and then the demon comes back and he sees that everything is clean. What does he see? What happens? It says, then goeth he and taketh with him seven other spirits more wicked than himself. Okay, more wicked, as I read before. The state of the latter state of that man is worse than his beginning. So those are 7 demons, even worse. Complete number of demons, even worse than what he was before. Even worse than, even stronger demons than the first demon that left. Okay, and it says here, then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be unto this wicked generation. Okay, so even these people, that how much more unto those that have tasted of the heavenly gift of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, of this truth, have tasted life in a sense, because this word is life. Okay, the word is spirit. This word is life. Okay, so and they rather follow after the flesh. Okay, they prefer death. You see, ultimately because they have no part in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, it's made manifest. That's okay. It says here, we bring that out, and I'm gonna go back to 2 Peter. And I believe it's in John. 1 John. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 18. 1 John 2 and 18. Little children, it is the last time, and ye have heard that anti-Mashiach shall come, the anti-Messiah. Even now are there many anti-Messiah, many people that are walking according to the vibration of the world, the vibration of darkness. There are many of them. Okay, it says here, now are there many anti-Mashiach, whereby we know that it is the last time. They went out from us. Okay, so what does that mean? So that at first they were walking with Yahushua. Okay, they were enlightened by this knowledge. At first they went out of us, but they were not of us. Okay, why? Because they turned back. For if they had been of us, they would have no doubt have continued with us. Okay, the fact that you dropped the plow, you're not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As it says, the Lord had no pleasure in fools. Okay, he that turned back and put his hand off the plow, it's not meant for the kingdom of heaven. You're not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. You have no parts in him. Okay, you have denounced him. You have rejected the Lord, man. And as it says, he that rejected me, him also will I reject in my return. Roughly paraphrasing, him that is ashamed of me, him also will I be ashamed of when I return in my glory. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so again, but they went out that it might be made manifest that they were not all of us. Okay, it was made manifest. So again, it's exposed. The Lord at the end, the word is gonna expose these individuals, man. They just think that they can fake the funk, man. Okay, this is a serious thing, man. You can't hide your intention. It says the word is a discerner of spirits. Okay, the intents of the mind. Okay, you cannot hide how you truly feel about this truth, man. Eventually it's gonna be made manifest. The truth is gonna be revealed. Okay, you see how you feel about Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, how you feel about this truth. Okay, so going back to Peter, alright, okay, 2 Peter 2, fuck it. 2 Peter 2, and it reads, so again, 2 Peter 2 and 20, for if they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahushua HaMashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome. Okay, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning, for it had been better for them not to have known the ways of righteousness. It would have been better for them not to vow a vow it would have been better for them not to vow a vow than to not pay it. Okay, it would have been better for them not to vow a vow than to make a vow and not pay it. Okay, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than, after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. That's a double whammy. You see, now, if the Lord brings you in just to take you out, man, that means that He really hates you, because it says the servant that knew his master's will be hit with many stripes. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. So the judgment that's gonna come upon those that folded at the end, they're gonna be even more judged. They're gonna be greater. Their judgment is gonna be greater than upon those that did not know. Okay, but ultimately they will all know. You see, they all have known. They all heard the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You see, what's up with this guy? It says here, he's just looking at me. Yeah, I don't like. But anyways, that's the spirit. So it says here, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than, after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them, which is what? To walk to follow after Yahweh Shai. That's the holy commandment. Okay, to follow His example. Okay, to obey. Okay, to keep His commandments. Okay, but it happened unto them according to the true proverb: the dog is turned to his own vomit again. Okay, again, he went back to his own vomit, and the soul that was washed in her wallowing in the mire. Okay, so they went back to the pollution. They went back to the folly. Okay, and they love it so. Okay, until the end, when they realized that they made the wrong decision. Okay, until they realized that, hey, shit, I fucked up. I turned my back on the Savior. I turned my back on salvation. Okay, when those judgments hit, when their family members are put to death, when all their hopes and dreams crumble and are taken out of the way, and they're left with nothing else but their tears, then they're gonna understand. As it says, they shall understand after death by pain. Okay, you see. I had a precept. I don't know, man. I have precepts in my head that come and they fly out. It's this flesh, man. You see? The flesh is weak, man. But let me see if I have something to close out. I had a precept to close it out, man. Let me see. But yeah. So again, man, these sons of perdition. There's a lot of sons of perdition. There's a lot of people who are playing the role of Judas Iscariot in this time. So don't be surprised, man. Okay? Oh, here we go. pertaining to judgment. It says here in Ecclesiastes 2 and 15 and 13, and reads, Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Okay, that's what happens. These people, they turn back to the world, they return to the vomit because they have lost patience. Okay, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? Okay, so I'll read that again, Salakia. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. So again, he had no faith to begin with. Therefore shall he not be defended. Okay, without faith it is impossible to please the Lord. Okay, because why would he deliver you? Because at the end of the day, if you were to be delivered, you're gonna attribute that glory unto another, and the Lord is not mocked, man. Okay, he will not give his glory unto another. If you don't have faith, why would you glorify the Lord? Okay, you'll give glory maybe even unto yourself, man. You know, I made it out the situation. You see? Okay. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? Okay. Woe unto you because you have lost patience. Okay. The Lord, that's that doubt. The fact that you lost patience because you had doubt and you thought, and you think in your wicked mind that there's a better opportunity in the world. You have that FOMO, fear of missing out, spirit, demon. Okay, and you're gonna be rewarded at the end, because again, we have to be diligent. Okay, we have to. This is not our rest, man. You just went back into it. It says what? It shall destroy you with a sword destruction. You went back to death, basically. Anyone that departs from this knowledge, you're jumping right back into filth. Okay, yeah, that's a shame, man. That's crazy. Because again, imagine, because it says the angels rejoice in heaven when a sinner departs from wickedness. Okay, and they turn back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So imagine how angry and vexed and disappointed the angels in heaven are when a righteous man departs from righteousness and goes to filth, goes to wickedness. You see, it's a sad thing to say, man. It's a sad thing to see. It doesn't make sense. Okay. I'm gonna close out with this. Hebrews 6 and 11. Hebrews 6 and 11, and it reads, For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love, which you have shewed towards his name. But that's as long as you don't turn back from it, as long as you don't go back to the world, as long as you don't fold. Because again, it says your righteousness will be forgotten. Everything that you've done, okay, up to the point that you turn back on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai will not be remembered. Okay? Because again, you're just as good as your last work. Okay? And if your last work was to turn from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you're not good at all, man. Okay? But if your work is steadfast in the faith, if your work is to be diligent in the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, exalting his name, pushing forth this doctrine, okay, worshiping Yahweh Shai, okay, you're doing good. You're doing the good work, okay, enduring for the elect's sake, okay, enduring everything for the elect's sake, okay. You're doing the good work, man. You see. But otherwise, if you turn your back on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man, how much more shall he remember that? Okay, the same way that he remembers your good works, he'll also remember your betrayal. Okay, and it says here, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labors of love, which ye have shewed towards his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. So it's not just you've done it in the past, you're still doing it. Okay? And we desire that every one of you do shew the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. So show the same fervency. Okay? Remember your first love. Okay? And see, you're showing that energy. You're putting forth that energy. You're on fire, man, for the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And how much more now that we're closer and closer unto the end, watching all these prophecies unfold in our sight. Okay? You see? So again, the full assurance. Assurance goes into faith. Full confidence in the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? You're showing your full diligence, fervency, in your confidence that you have pertaining to this word, pertaining to this work. Okay? Pertaining to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And understanding that He is. Okay? And He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. Okay? As it says, that ye be not slothful. Okay? Don't take your time. Don't be a good worker. Okay? That you may do what is pleasing unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and obtain a great reward. Okay? Because we're not working in vain. Okay? Therefore, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promise. So again, through faith and patience. Okay? Woe unto them that have lost patience. Okay? So it's all about waiting. It's all about enduring. Patience goes into enduring, about suffering. Okay? Through much tribulation, we will inherit the kingdom of heaven. So if you become disenchanted because of all the hell that you're catching, we're all going through the same hell. There's everyone according to their lot. Some brothers go through more hell than others, but we're all going through the Lord's suffering. We're all enduring the Lord's suffering together as a body. And that's why it's important to we have like-minded men that know the brothers. They know what we're going through. If you need to talk to someone, man. You know, it's not that deep, man. If you need to relate, if you need to let it out, but pour your heart out, you find a brother that you can talk to, that you feel comfortable with. You say what you have to say, man. Because we're all catching hell at the end of the day, man. Yeah. But don't make it a reoccurring event that every day you call the brother, tell him, "Oh, I'm catching hell." Because like I said, we're all catching hell, so we don't want to deal with your bullshit too, man. We're catching hell. You're bringing more hell upon us by giving us your problems and shit. It's like fuck. We're together, man. We have our support system. Okay, we're here. We got each other's back. Okay. Furthermore, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has our back. He's the one that puts us in the situations that we're in. But He is faithful in the same way that He put us in through hell. He can take us out of it. It says that He bruises and He heals. He wounds and brings back to life. Okay. Again, we're coming into that time where we're being healed. Okay, we're bringing the Lord is making us stand on our feet and stand in boldness against the evildoers, man. Okay, and we're witnessing the downfall of this wicked kingdom, man. So as long as we endure unto the end, we shall be rewarded, man. Okay, you see. So that was it, man. Lord willing, this was edifying, straight to the point, man. Dogs are returning unto their vomit, so the scripture may be fulfilled. Okay, the Lord has lost none except for the son of perdition, man. Okay, there are many in this time who are being revealed and will be revealed in the days to come, man, in the hour of temptation. All right, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next lesson, shalom.